What'd you say? Take your hands off my lady, son. Wow! Lord have mercy. Child, we gonna party in this place. Wow! I'm feeling good. Wow! Wow! Child, we got a thing going on. We gonna party sometime this time tomorrow. And we all down here to be. What you doing, baby? What, baby? What? How you doing? What shirt you? What? Oh, look at that. Now do the Billy dog. But go on, Billy dog, that for me. Now throw that monkey on me. Oh, good. Ain't we partying? Yeah, child. And that's just where it's at, down here in the basement. Wow! In the basement? That's where I think so. Wow! I might not go nothing to drink the way we dancing, climbing the can on. Show it on. Ain't that groovy? Wow! Make it feel like party. That's where it's at. Yeah, it's in the basement. That's where it's at. It's in the basement. That's where it's at. In the basement. I ain't got your girl. Oh, not me. Oh, yeah. Why don't you be cool then, baby? My God, we got to party. Get this thing together. Wow! Don't you know I'm feeling good? Go on, party. In this basement, baby. Wow! We having a gay time. In this basement. Wow! We having a party time. Everything is mellow. I'm having a good time.
You are tuned in to the Basement Tape Show. This is show number 258. Man, it is October the 4th, 2015. We're having a good time in the basement. Bootsy Hambone is in the basement tonight. Bootsy, how you doing?
Bootsy Hambone is in more places than you know about, so be very, very aware.
You know, I don't
Be
even want to
careful.
go there. All right. But we do have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We are brought to you by Merle's Music, one of the coolest little music stores in all of the United States, I should say, probably the whole universe. But you go down in there to Merle's Music, and if you're a musician, you can get anything you need from those guys down there. Walk in the door and say, Bootsy sent me, and they're going to treat you with some respect. Who did that song, Respect?
Respect. I
That's
think
right.
I remember John Belushi doing it.
Well, I'm sure the Blues Brothers did it. Okay. Hey, let's get into some music for you guys tonight. We've got a great show lined up. Like I said, we got Brian Muench. Is that right? Is that how you say it, brother?
That's close enough. I say Munch, but you can say it however you like.
Oh, Brian Munch.
I've heard it about every way you can imagine.
Oh,
right
man,
now.
I can't. And he has got some great music for you guys here later in the show. We're going to be interviewing him and talking to him about his original music and stuff. You don't want to miss that. But first, we're going to start you guys out with Leona's sister from out of Toronto, Canada, doing a tune called Fast Train. After that, Exit World, doing a tune called The Rain from out of Chicago, Illinois. And then from Puerto Rico, we got Mad Blake and the...
Stalins.
I knew I was going to say that wrong. Doing a tune called My Novice es un Zombie, which actually means...
My girlfriend is a zombie.
My girlfriend's a zombie. Oh, my gosh, you're going to love this stuff. Sit back, relax here in the basement with Nick and Bootsy. This is Leona's sister doing Fast Train.
I love you more than I hate myself. We're a fast train on a slow track, and you make me swear took like a match on the map. Flash and burn, we're a fast train on slow track. Can we go any faster if I pull your chain? Can we? Your locomotion is showing you straight. We're going off the rails. We're going off the rails. I don't see my inside is black. We're a fast train on slow track. You always go forward now, never look back. We're a fast train on slow track. I see my reflection goes over your eyes. We're a fast train on slow track, and we run away. We never say goodbye. We're a fast train on slow track. Can we go any faster if I pull your chain? Then your locomotion showing straight. We're going off the rails. We're going off the rails. Come on, baby, let the truth be told. Together we really broke the mold. 'Cause at the railman down at the station, still in emotional constipation. We jump right into a red hot fire. We're a fast train on slow track. Lost in love, lost as desire. We're a fast train on slow track. A lifetime of passion gone in an hour. We're a fast train on slow track. A hotel silver's our advertise. We're a fast train on slow track. Can we go a little faster if we pull your chain? Can we? Your locomotion showing straight. Going off the rails, we're out to stay. Going off the rails, we're out to stay. We're going off the rails, we're out to stay. Going off the rails.
This is John
And this is Anthony
from Con Man Economy, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy, and you're listening to Jam.
Because jelly don't make no noise.
It's the race in the play. don't let me.
This is Sean Nielsen. You're listening to The Basement Tapes with Nick and Bootsy on K-Kid 92.9.
Matt Blake, right there. Oh man, good stuff right out from Puerto Rico. Good stuff. Exit World was before that doing The Rain, and right before that we started out with Leona's sister doing Fast Train.
I'd personally like to know what other things that Mad Blake and the Stallings were saying about their girlfriend other than the fact that she was a zombie, because that was all, I believe, in Spanish.
Well,
so I'm not really, really sure. How about I'm absolutely having no clue here as to what
Actually,
they're
speaking a little
saying.
bit of Spanish. I think a lot of it had to do with how beautiful her eyes were. And her
Zombies have
smile.
beautiful eyes?
Yes. And,
wow.
well, in this particular song, I think. And also maybe how nice that she smelled and how warm
Really?
this zombie was. Oh, it was very romantic.
Wow.
So you understand Spanish?
No, I don't really. I just like to imagine songs that way. I'm sorry.
Hey, I thought that was pretty good.
Sounded pretty good, man.
Well, let's go with it.
Brian Muench right here in the basement with Nick and Bootsy tonight, and he's going to be sharing some of his original music for us here and after this next set, though. But we have a great next set. Bootsy has outdone herself again this week. How do you do it, Bootsy?
I was fixing to say, how do I outdo myself every single week?
I know, but you do. It's the best indie music in the world.
You're just trying to stay on my good side, aren't you?
Well, that's what we do. That's what us guys do.
Yeah, I know.
You stay on the good side of your girl. You have to. If you don't,
Or you write her songs referencing her as a zombie.
That's very true. With beautiful eyes.
To each their own, yeah.
Who smells wonderful.
Whatever works.
she's got beautiful eyes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Hey, this next set's going to start out with B.K. Gray out of Carmichael, California, doing a little tune for you guys called Bad Day on the Good Side of Town. After that, Beth Bombara out of St. Louis, Missouri, doing a tune called Promised Land. And then we're going to do a little tune by Bob Rylett out of Vancouver, Canada, called I'd Never Go That Far. And I wouldn't go that far. And you're going to like this song, though. I guarantee it. Sit back, relax. You're in the basement with Nick and Bootsy. This is B.K. Gray doing Bad Day on the Good Side of Town.
Side This is Donnie.
Justin.
This is Ricky.
And we are Fuzzy Happy, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy.
Ow! You called my name into the darkness. Baby, I was afraid to step into it. It was so cold when I was alone. Extended your hand. We're searching for the promised land. Predictions made. Reports on the TV. We were young, with pockets empty. They sold us hope for a future to hold. I opened my hands, still searching for the promised land. I opened my hands, still searching for the promised land. And all the stories found hidden in the ground. Talking fast and loud. Oh, he shut them out. I took them down. I took them down. You carried my flame into the darkness. Baby, I held your hand and stepped into it. Still it grows, flames out of control. We warm our hands
this is Colin Nash, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy on K-Kid 92.9.
If you won't talk, then I won't speak a word. Guess I'll go unless you change your mind. Tell me what it is, honey, I should say. I wanna be your lover, I wanna be your friend, I wanna be the one when you cry that you come to again and again. Don't wanna be your daddy, no. Don't wanna be your dog. Don't wanna be the one that you constantly point to whatever goes wrong. Don't wanna be a soldier. Don't wanna be a star. I never go that far. I never go that far. But if you really need it, take your time. Now just lie here, contemplate the past. But I can't think without the TV on. I wanna be your lover, I wanna be your friend, I wanna be the one when you cry that you come to again and again. Don't wanna be your daddy, no. Don't wanna be your dog. Don't wanna be the one that you constantly point to whatever goes wrong. Don't wanna be a soldier, no. Don't wanna be a star. I never go that far. 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 So tell me, where are we and who are you? The air's so thick in here that I can't move. And in the end I'll tell you what I'll do. I wanna be your friend, I wanna be the one when you cry that you come to again and again. Don't wanna be your daddy, no. Don't wanna be your dog. Don't wanna be the one that you constantly point to whatever goes wrong. Don't wanna be your soldier, no. Don't wanna be your star. I never go that far. I never go that far. If you really need it, take your time.
Bob Rilett right there. I never go that far. He's from out of Vancouver, Canada right there. Before that, Beth Bombara, Promised Land out of St. Louis, Missouri, and B.K. Gray. Started out with Bad Day on the Good Side of Town from out of California right there. Good stuff right here in the basement with Nick and Bootsy. Man, we are having a good time tonight. We are bringing you guys the best indie music that the whole world has to offer because, you know what? Everybody is local to somewhere, and that's what we love about musicians. We're all out there to try to get our music played just a little bit out there somewhere. And Bootsy, what's going on with you over there?
I'm keeping up with the Facebook crowd.
Okay, well,
I have
good.
to let these people on Facebook know what we're doing in here because they live in there, That's where they are all the time.
Hey, and you know what? We've got a special guest in the basement tonight. Mr. Brian Muench. And Brian, you've been playing music for quite a long time.
Well, you make me sound old now, but yeah.
You don't look old, though, man. You look like a young man.
I was kind of just fishing for that because it's radio, so people can't really tell. No, I picked up a guitar about, it's been almost 20 years now, and I've been performing in pubs and venues and wineries and any place that they would let me set up a microphone for about 10 years. So.
And you got very seasoned at it, I can tell. I would
say there's a difference between when I started and where I'm at now, yes. I don't know if seasoned is the appropriate word. I'm not sure I'm there yet, but I think improved would be accurate.
Actually, as musicians, that's what we all think, you know. That's the way I think about myself, you know. I'm not there yet, but I keep trying,
right.
You know. And he's got the harmonica brace on. He's just like
as soon as you put it on, I was gonna say as soon as you put it on, either people say, "Can you play us some Bob Dylan or can you play us some Tom Petty?" It's like, you know, there's a lot of people who play harmonica other than those two people, but that's who they associate it with. So.
Of course, with the brace, you know, like that.
Right.
And he's got a killer black guitar that has his logo painted on to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Tell us about the logo on your guitar.
Oh, boy. Well, it came from a fake tour that we had set up a couple years ago. The name of the tour was the Angry Stripper and Sleepy Kitty Tour, and we had posted some flyers in Chicken Bones down there in St. Robert, Uranus, Missouri, and basically we picked the worst places in the world that you would go to. So I'm from St. Louis, so we started with East St. Louis, and then it turned into Afghanistan, and then the coldest place in Russia that can't remember the name. It's like 30 vowels in a row and then 2 consonants at the end. But people actually bought it. They thought it was a real tour. So we kind of just stuck with it and went, okay, well, this is the Angry Stripper Sleepy Kitty is the logo now that we're going with. I don't know. I say we.
So
it's just me. But
how did Sleepy Kitty feel about that?
Sleepy Kitty was fine. That was more of a joke. People trying to make fun of me because I'm a grown man, and unmarried and no kids, and I have 2 cats. So people like to pick on you for that sort of thing.
We got 4 cats.
Well, like I said, y'all are in a different position than I am.
Kitty cats.
Yeah,
so we think you're cool.
I like my cats. What I'm saying is people like to make fun of me for having cats more so than maybe I even like my own cats. That's just the way it goes, though. It comes with the territory, you know. If I had Rottweilers, nobody would be
That's true.
making fun of me for anything.
Hey, man, there's a good woman out there for every man. No doubt
I'm doing
about
all right. I'm just said I wasn't married. Come on now.
Good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, man, it's what kind of music do you play? What kind of music do you like to write and play?
I feel like I do a little bit of everything just because I've traveled a lot playing, and for me it's always been kind of feel out what the crowd wants to hear and then go in that direction, whether it's pop, whether it's folk, whether it's blues. If I'm sitting at home and I'm just allowed to play for a couple hours, I play nothing but folk music and I play nothing but blues music. And if I could do that, if I were talented enough, I guess, or knew enough about that genre to sit in a bar and play it, that's exactly what I would do. I'd have a blues band and that would be it. But I grew up at a time when Jack Johnson was very popular and that kind of surf.
Oh, yeah.
That mellow Ben Harper, G Love and Special Sauce, and those kind of things were the things that people wanted to hear at the bars I was playing, so that's kind of where I started. And so I still kind of go back to some of that. And there's always going to be, when you're playing at a bar, there's always going to be somebody that wants to hear, Brown Eyed Girl or Piano Man or, Last Dance with Mary Jane, those kind of things. So I do a lot of that too. But if you give me the opportunity, or say, you just play what you want to play, I'm playing folk and blues, and that's pretty much it.
Who are your biggest influences in folk and blues right now?
Well, as we were talking earlier, you already know.
I know the first answer.
For sure, Todd Snyder changed
Todd
the way.
Snyder's the best.
He changes the way I think about music and sometimes even life. But him and Robert Earl Keen was my introduction to blues music. I was sitting in a bar in New Orleans one time about to play, and a guy said, and I'm sitting there singing Jack Johnson songs, and he told me I sounded like Robert Earl Keen. I said, never heard of him. And so he went across the street to where his apartment was, and he burned a CD for me, and he brought that CD back, and I still have it in my car right now. It just says R.E.K. on it. And it's only 11 tracks, and a couple of them are the same song over and over. But I listened to that thing from New Orleans all the way up to Kansas, from Kansas back to St. Louis. And I'd never heard music like that, and it changed what I wanted to play. I didn't know that you could write songs like that weren't love songs necessarily, but just kind of witty and clever and...
Story songs.
Yeah.
And funny songs.
That was my introduction to folk as story songs. And so I was super hooked on Robert O'Keefe, and then that turned into Todd Snyder, and that's pretty much where I stand now. I'm listening to a bluegrass band now called the Steel Drivers that are really fantastic.
They're great.
Oh, God, his voice is amazing.
Yeah.
But,
of course, John Prine. You can't forget John Prine.
No, I mean, John Prine is what led to Robert O'Keefe, what led to Todd Snyder. You know, it's just before John Prine, you talk about Arlo and Woody Guthrie and
yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just kind of snowballs into one thing or the other.
It was a full progression. Yeah, that's cool. Well, let's get into some music for our listeners right now. This first song you want to do is called Girl, I Want to Lay You Down. Tell us a little bit about that.
This is, I like to play this song just because before I was really performing in bars and maybe even had the confidence to stand on stage and perform, I would sing this song because it's simple. It's only a couple chords, and the lyrics are cute, I guess, easy enough to remember. But it was the first song I would play for people that they kind of responded to. And when I was done singing the song, they didn't go like, oh, Brian, you learned how to play guitar, good for you. They kind of looked at it like, whoa, that was a really good song. And I would like to, at some point in my life, I would like for you to play that song for me again. And that changed the way, you know, even though they didn't necessarily say that, you could kind of look at them and go, that's a different kind of look than what I'm used to getting. And so I've always played that song, and that song kind of gave me the confidence to go, okay, maybe I got something here. You know, maybe it's not great, but maybe I can make a little bit of money doing it and have a little fun and make some people smile and go to a bar and sing this song or that sort of thing. So it kind of all spiraled from that tune.
All right. Well, do you mind if I join you on the cajon?
No, absolutely not.
I'm going to jump on the drum cajon over here and see if I can help him out here. So
sounds good.
Sit back, relax. You're in the basement with Nick and Bootsy, and this is Brian Muench, and he's going to do a little tune for you called "Girl, I Want to Lay You Down."
Baby, don't you know
off the lights, break out the candles, wrap your arms around my love handles. They say the passion might not always endure it. This feeling that I have for you is burning up my world. Girl, I wanna lay you down. Girl, I wanna lay you down. I say, girl, I wanna lay you down. Girl, I wanna lay you down.
All right, Brian Muench, right here in the basement with Nick and Bootsy, man. Fantastic stuff. That's a Girl, I Want to Lay You Down. When did you write that one again?
I didn't write that one. That was a song by a band called Animal Liberation Orchestra.
Fantastic
Animal
stuff,
Liberation Orchestra?
Animal Liberation. They go by ALO, but Animal Liberation Orchestra. I like kind of what I like to do is sometimes is take songs that people maybe aren't mainstream and people haven't heard.
Oh,
and
yeah.
sing them hopefully well enough that they like them and want to hear them again. So rather than just cranking out a bunch of originals, I kind of like to dig in and find like that diamond in the rough that maybe deserved the radio play but didn't get the radio play, and then perform it hopefully well enough that people go, man, I've never heard that before, and I dig it. Or then sometimes the even better alternative is they go, oh, you like that band? I listen to that band too. I can't believe you performed that song, because nobody ever plays that song, you know.
That's
That sort of
cool.
thing.
Yeah, one of the things I'd like to see bands around here do, and I think some of them are starting to do, I think they already do it to some extent in Columbia, is bands who cover each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool, too.
That is kind of fun. I had a friend of mine in St. Louis named Carl Banks, and he actually moved to Brooklyn to pursue his music career. It seems to be doing pretty well up there. But he wrote a song called Relocation Plans that I was considering playing today. We'll save it for another time. But boy, I covered that one, and I didn't do it justice. I don't know that he loved it when I did cover it. I think it was one of those, like, he'll tip his cap to me, like, thank you for that, but you're doing it all wrong, that sort of thing. And then there was a couple times I wrote a blues song called Don't Understand You, and he covered that a couple times, which, I don't know, hopefully he got the feeling from me covering his song that I got when he covered my song. You know, that's a really cool thing to sit and you go, like, you learned all the words to my song, you learned the chords to it, and, you know, that sort of thing. Like, that's pretty cool. I appreciate that, man. That's a lot of respect. So I think I'm right there with you. I think that's cool when people start doing that.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do another song by you right now, a song that you did write.
Yeah, I did write this one, and I guess you guys play it once in a while, because it shows up on Facebook whenever you do, and I'm like, oh, man, that old recording, I don't know if I love that,
but it's good.
Thank you.
It's a great song. It's about the Oyster Bar,
Broadway Oyster Bar in St. Louis.
Yeah,
That was
right down by the St. Louis Cardinals.
2 blocks south of Busch Stadium, that's right.
Yeah.
I used to go there to listen to music.
We have just
we've been
actually
there several times,
recently,
too.
actually, you know.
And actually, just because you're not in St. Louis, don't think that people around here don't know what the Broadway Oyster Bar is or where it is. Because there have been people around here that have gone to.
Yeah. Because they do things the right way. I used to live just a couple minutes away from there, so I'd spend pretty much every waking moment either there listening or imbibing, I guess. But I was speaking to a friend one time, and the bartender overheard that I performed in New Orleans. He said, if you played in New Orleans, why aren't you playing here? And I thought, man, I'm not good enough to play at the Broadway Oyster Bar. This is where I go to listen to music, you know? So he invited me there, and I spent about 3 or 4 years playing there, 3 or 4 nights a month, and that just kind of became my home base. You know, I was either there supporting other bands that were friends of mine, or touring bands that I wanted to hear, or they're performing myself. And so I got this idea for a song about that place, because if you've ever been there, it's very unique place.
Very unique.
To say the least.
Yes.
And so the song almost wrote itself. You just had to kind of make the ends of it rhyme a little bit, but the story is right there. You know, the story is the Oyster Bar.
Well, check it out. This is the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. This is Brian Muench doing the Oyster Bar.
It's just an old brick tavern with a Creole feel. Down by the Mississippi, right across from the Bill. They got junk from the bayou hanging on every wall. If you're there drinking to forget, please use the unisex stall. Well, I found myself in that establishment on many a night, just looking for some booze tunes that set my mind right. Order a glass of yellowtail, you might get a plastic cup, or grab a stag and chug it down just to save yourself a buck. Women all get prettier no matter what you drink. And I'll be there night after night no matter what you think. 'Cause I don't mind the stage with giant Mardi Gras balls, and I don't mind the mangled mirrors in the bathroom stalls. Here we go. You better watch where you're stepping on them old cobblestones. The band might break some strings, but they don't want no broken bones. And if you feel like dancing, leave those heels at home, they won't get you far. Won't get you far at the Broadway Oyster Bar. They light the same red candles at the end of every single day. And if Cam and the one drops the boat, you need to go hear them boys play. They got a new flat screen inside, but I ain't ever seen it on. It ain't your average sports bar, but that's out of place, don't get a song. See, if you're into smooth talking, there's a pub for you right next door. Those girls there show a little skin, and on a slow night, maybe more. If that ain't your cup of tea, you can be pretty sure that at the Oyster we get it done right on the dance floor. You better watch where you're stepping on them old cobblestones. The band might break some strings, they don't want no broken bones. And if you feel like dancing, leave those heels at home, they won't get you far. Won't get you far at the Broadway Oyster Bar. That waitress, she'd be happy to bring you some red beans and rice, but she'll throw your tail right out the door if you don't treat her right. But if your stomach's growling when you get back to your feet, take comfort in the fact that there's a White Castle right across the street. And there is too, it's not very safe, but there is one. You better watch where you're stepping on them old cobblestones. The band might break some tricks, they don't want no broken bones. And if you feel like dancing, leave your attitude at home, it won't get you far. Won't get you far at the Broadway Oyster Bar. Just an old brick tavern with a Creole feel. Down by the Mississippi, right across from the Bill. They got junk from the bayou hanging on every wall. If you're there drinking to forget, please use the unisex stall. Thank you guys.
Awesome, man. Broadway Oyster Bar right there.
Takes me back home a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. That's
When's the last time you were there?
Well, I played there twice over the summer, which was wonderful. I hadn't been there probably 3 or 4 years. I'd taken quite a break from it. just from being out of town and the kind of gigs I would play were usually on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, which is not necessarily conducive to having a full-time job in St. Roberts.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
for a multitude of reasons, I just didn't play there for a while. And then this summer I thought, it seems about right to go back. And so when the stars aligned and their schedule opened up, I got to play there a couple times. And that stage, to me, more than any stage I've ever played, always just kind of feels like home.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet it
That's
does.
where I need to be,
Last time we were there, we saw Driving Wheel.
Driving Wheel.
From out of Columbia was there. And those guys, great blues band.
They always have just some of the best touring bands there, too. I feel like the Oyster Bar tends to get people that, right before they hit the Fox or the Pageant, before they hit that next step, there was a band, and for the life of me, I'm not going to think of their name right now, but there was a couple bands that toured that, packed wall to wall the Oyster Bar, but maybe wouldn't have done so great at the Fox.
Yeah.
But those were always the guys that were great to see. They brought so many acts in from New Orleans and things like that.
That's what we do right here in the basement, the indie music, It's the cool stuff.
I do have a question for you. What made you decide to mention Aaron Cam in that song?
Oh, God, can I tell that story?
Please do.
Okay, so there used to be, anybody from St. Louis knows what Crestwood Mall is, and it was originally in the 70s or whatever, that was the mall to go to, right? My parents hung out there, that sort of thing. But as St. Louis grew, that mall kind of went by the wayside. And as it went by the wayside, there were fewer and fewer shops in there. And at some point, it was literally just like a Lens Crafters and a restaurant called Fletcher's. And it used to be a Houlihan's, I think it's Fletcher's. But regardless, I used to play at this Fletcher's. And Aaron Cam, one night, right as he had performed solo or with just a two-piece band, but he had formed a three-piece band, and they were called Aaron Cam and the One Drops. And they hadn't been playing more than 2 or 3 shows, but I just happened to be at that Fletcher's gig in Crestwood Mall, of all places, when they were playing, and they had a certain sound. Anybody that's not familiar with them, it's reggae meets blues and a lot of funk and R&B. There's so many different textures, but I mean, most of it, I would say, is reggae and blues. But they just had a sound that I had never heard before. And he's such an amazing guitarist and vocalist as well, and the whole band is really so talented that even though it was maybe their only second or third gig, I was like, where's that sign-up sheet? I'd like to be on the fan list. You guys have T-shirts. And so I ended up, creepily enough, I ended up following them and going to see them wherever they went. And I ended up actually just becoming friends with the band. And, me and Aaron would go sit at Beale on Broadway, which is right downtown, and be like, oh, hey, man, what are you doing here? Research. What are you doing here? Research. The Beale on Broadway was known for having just a bunch of really old school blues, and that's where you would go to listen to it. But those guys actually, like I said, became really good friends of mine. And so I couldn't think of anybody else that, to me, is more memorable about the Oyster Bar than Aaron Cam and the One Drop. So it seems like that would be the right group to use in that song, I guess.
Well, they're way popular around here.
Oh,
did you hear that, Al Harris? We're talking about your favorite band in the world.
Now, when you were talking about that, you said the old school blues.
Yeah.
What do you consider now? If I'm talking old school blues, I'm talking Elmore James, T-Bone Walker.
Right. I would throw T-Bone Walker into that. I would say that and Muddy Waters, and maybe not even...
Absolutely, Muddy. Willie Dixon.
Yeah.
He was the genius between
Probably.
a lot of it all. And Howlin' Wolf, Buddy Guy.
Buddy Guy. Exactly. That's who I was trying to think of the name earlier. That's who I saw B.B. King with, was Buddy Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Buddy Guy was acting like he was 25 years old again.
Oh, man.
Up on the top of his
One of the best.
nonstop. He was fantastic. But when I say old school, I don't mean necessarily old school musicians. I just mean music, blues played in a way that maybe it was played in the 50s and 60s rather than...
back in the jute joint.
Yeah, exactly. If you go to the Beale on Broadway, that's what you're going to get, is a lot of R&B and a lot of blues played in a way that it was when I like to hear, what my parents raised me on listening to. And that's what I mean by old school.
Gives you that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the right place to be. Okay.
There you go.
We got to see.
We're right on the same page, brother.
We got to see Buddy Guy at the Beale Street Blues Festival. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, several years ago.
Memphis in May.
And I used to live in Memphis. That's where we went for our first wedding anniversary. Was Memphis in May for the Beale Street.
And you know what?
That
still like one of my favorites there was Clarence Gatemouth Brown.
I'm not familiar with Clarence.
My
Clarence
gosh.
Gatemouth Brown. But
Gatemouth. Look up Clarence Gatemouth Brown.
the name
man.
on its own might lend me to go look that up.
He's one of the best ever. He's passed now, but man, he was definitely one of the best.
I feel like if you're going to let people call you Gatemouth or refer to yourself as Gatemouth, you're probably pretty good, you know.
Well, you know,
he was,
yeah, but he knew he was too, and
he's
he
better.
and he kind of had that little, you know, idea that. He says, B.B. King been doing the same thing for years. He says, I've been changing, you know. And
right.
So he did have a little ego there going on.
See, now I don't like him. Now he's talking some smack on my man B.B. Like, well, maybe B.B.'s doing the same thing for years and years because it works and everybody loves it.
It definitely worked. That's right.
Maybe you wouldn't be changing.
Before you start your next song, I wanted to go back to what I was telling you about Buddy Guy when we were at the Beale Street Music Festival. We saw him, and he was up on stage, and he was singing a song called Looks Like Rain, and it started raining, and the stage started swaying.
It did. It started storming.
Oh, it was storming, and we're all standing there going, wow. But you couldn't have planned it to be indifferent. He just goes, looks like rain, and all of a sudden, there it was.
And
that was amazing.
Raining. And the wind came in, and I'm not kidding. All the lights on stage started shaking, going back and forth, left and right and stuff. And Buddy Guy says, I'm going to the bus. You boys take it on home.
That was really something.
See, that's when I knew I was never actually going to make it very far in the music industry or further than what I got. When I knew I wasn't going to change the weather according to the song that I was playing, like it became very clear pretty quickly that I was not going to be able to do that.
Many
so
people cannot do that.
I just like to sing and I'll go to work the rest of the time. That sort of thing.
All right, well, what's the next song you want to do for everybody?
I've actually never performed this one before, but I just came across it. It's a Steel Drivers song.
We love debuts on the basement tapes.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You might not. It's a song called Heaven Sent, but yeah, like I said, you might not like it afterwards. But
And the Steel Drivers are from where?
Oh, geez, I don't honestly even know. I want to say Tennessee, but that's not necessarily true. They were a band, and then they picked up a lead singer who's written for all the big names out there, Adele, Darius Rucker. His name's Chris, and I can't think of his last name just because there's a microphone in front of me and I'm on the radio right now. Otherwise, I'd be able to give it to you in a second. But he's got just an amazing voice, and I've been really addicted to them lately, so I like this song quite a bit.
Brian Muench doing Heaven Sent.
I know my days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know my way of the wind. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. An angel came this way one time. You should see she had on. Wind's whistling like a dream. She left again, just like she came. I know my days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know my way with the wind. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll ever get to heaven now. These days, honky tonks and the Broadway plays. Same old thing I always done, but I'm older now. I do get tired some. I know my days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know my way of the wind. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll never get to heaven now. Those who think they hold the cards, I send out my kind regards. Those those who care, well, I'll meet you down the road somewhere. I know my days are heaven sent. Lord knows I know my way of the way. Shake my head and I wonder how I'll never get to heaven now. I'll never get to heaven now. Lord, I'll never get to heaven now.
Yay, I like that debut.
Thank you.
I think they would probably be proud of your rendition of their song.
Well, I should hope so.
I liked it.
I'm good enough with that.
I liked it.
Oh, it was off the charts, man.
Thank you.
Hey, I've noticed you play the harmonica mostly in second position, don't you?
I don't even know what that means, man. I'm not really musically, technically inclined, or I cross tune everything.
Oh, okay.
So,
right. And it's like second position on the harp.
More or less, yeah. So, so most of the songs I've been playing so far have been the key of G, and I've been playing a C harmonica, and I just like the way that sounds.
That's right.
It's a little bit bluesier.
I gotcha. Yeah,
I saw you had a chromatic harmonica out here earlier. I would never be able to play that thing.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah.
But it's like first position most of the time. And so if you're playing in G, I'm playing in G.
Right.
You know, so it makes it sound totally different from and you're much bluesier playing in the second position.
Yeah, that's why I like it, I think. I grew up my dad would listen to a lot of Stevie Wonder, and a harmonica, I didn't know what sexy was at the time. I was 7 years old, you know. But to me, the sound of the harmonica was the sexiest sound that there was, whatever that meant to a 7-year-old, you know. But I just loved hearing that. And then I played guitar for about a year, and I realized that this is not that difficult of an instrument to pick up, to at least do it with blues harmonicas like I do. And kind of, if you can just draw a little bit and bend some notes a little bit, you get through with it. And,
that's right.
You know,
yeah, first position on the harmonica, you're blowing out mostly.
Right.
Second position, you're drawing in.
Yeah, and I'm way better with that than I am blowing out. I try to play in first position, I guess, as you call it, now, and that just doesn't work for me at all. It doesn't
See,
make any sense.
that's kind of what I do, you know. So that's the difference between you and me, I guess. You know,
that's probably the only difference, though, as far as I can tell. What do you think? We've got that, and that's probably about it.
But we know we both love to play guitar, and we both love to play harmonica.
We got those things, brother.
I have a quick Facebook update.
Huh?
From Mad Blake and the Stallings. They shared the post that I put in about the first set when we played their songs, and they posted it they shared it on their page, and so of course it's in Spanish, but I translated it, and it translates into "Ringing in the Beautiful Missouri."
That's pretty cool.
I think that's fantastic, because I would have hated if they were like, oh, they got this Brian Muench guy who was saying that we wrote a song about a zombie woman and her eyes were beautiful. And this guy's a jerk. We don't like him anyway.
Well, you know, fortunately for you, they can't hear this until tomorrow.
Fair enough.
So you have
I apologize, guys, in advance.
Hey, it's the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. We do have Brian Muench in the basement with us tonight. We are having a fantastic time. He's got some great stuff for you guys. It's all been good. And what's your tour coming up with? I know you're on your North American tour right now. So
my North American tour that consists of Rolla and St. James once a month, and that's about it. So yeah, I'll be at the Public House Brewing Company in St. James this coming Saturday.
Awesome.
And then not the following Saturday, but the one after that, I believe it's somewhere on the 24th. I will be at the Public House Brewing Company in Rolla that evening, which is always a good show.
Cool.
And it seems like those two, I get pretty regularly, about once a month. You can find me at one of those places. And then, you know, some local wineries, and I pick up a gig in St. Louis once in a while. But for the most part, you know, it's just maybe one night a week here and there I'll get out and pick some songs for some people.
Well, having seen you live ourselves, we're probably definitely going to, we are definitely going to come and see you live again. You,
I probably definitely appreciate that. Thank you very much.
A great show.
I probably definitely look forward to seeing you.
Oh, you'll know we're there.
Glad to be there.
Play some more Todd Snyder.
Really?
Beer Run song. Play that one. Yeah.
You know that Beer Run song?
I don't know all the words to a lot of songs. I know all the words to that one.
Okay. Well, you got a blues song to play for everybody right now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, this was kind of my first take on writing kind of a blues tune that was maybe more so a story song than a love song or a heartbreak song or whatever else. It was, like I said, it was my first take, so it might not be good. I was always kind of happy with it. And I used to play this bar, or not a bar, it was a cafe, a coffee shop in St. Louis. Benton Park Cafe. I played there every Monday night for 3 years down on Arsenal and Lamp, I think. But it was right down across from the brewery. And I would play Bad, Bad Woman, the song that I wrote, and there was a barista there, and she would sing every single word back to me every single time I played
That's
it. And I
awesome.
thought, man, that's a good feeling. So even if everybody in the audience didn't really enjoy it or whatever, I enjoyed it just because I could watch her sing my song back to me. And I thought, well, that's a pretty cool thing. You know? At least I have that. So.
Well, are you ready to do it, man?
Here it is, man.
All right. This is Brian Muench doing Bad, Bad Woman.
Called up my doctor, told him I was feeling sick. Said, lay your head on the table, boy, let's have a look at it. He glanced me over once, said I was gonna be just fine. I said, doctor, how can that be? Feels like I'm losing my mind. He says, same old solution, I prescribe it every day. You got a bad, bad woman and you need to get away. I called up my old man, I said, now what do? I seen the way mama acts, you surely know a trick or two. Said I always knew that girl you've been with could turn a man into a boy. She's like a ticking time bomb, disguised as a toy. You don't want to hear it, but believe me when I say you got a bad, bad woman and you need to get away. So I called up my best friend, I've known him for like 16 years now. We're always getting into trouble and getting away somehow. I said, you know what, man, I didn't know a girl could be so mean. She's like a 9-pound hammer on my self-esteem. He said, I love you like a brother, but you need to believe me when I say you got a bad, bad woman and you need to get away. So I called up my old lady when I got home that night. And just like always, she was looking for a fight. I said, you know what, girl? You need to come get your stuff. I said, everyone I ever known thinks enough is enough. She laughed in my ear, said, boy, you can think what you may, but I'm a bad, bad woman and you ain't getting away. Bad, bad woman. Bad, bad woman. Oh, she is. She's a bad, bad woman. Bad, bad woman. Bad, bad woman. Getting worse every day. She's a bad, bad woman. Y'all know I ain't getting away.
All right.
There you go.
I'm gonna be singing that one for like the next week.
That is definitely my favorite song of the week already.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank
Hey,
you.
I can see why that barista was singing it back to you. It's one that will just stick in your head.
Yeah, that or I sang it at her every night on Monday night for years and years and years.
Yeah, but if she didn't like it, she probably wouldn't have learned it.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a great song.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I tell you what, man, it's been fantastic having you in the basement.
I had a good time here. Thank you guys for having me.
Hey, once you've been in the basement and your family now, you got to come back once you write some new stuff.
I've been more than happy to, absolutely.
Are you writing some new stuff lately?
Boy, I haven't in a while. I have, let's call it ideas, things that I think would make a good song. And I've got pages and pages of ideas, but I haven't really sat down and allowed myself to write in a while. So I don't know. Maybe in the future.
It's tough. It's tough to sit down and write a song. I mean, every time I sit down and try to write a song, it doesn't work. You have to let a song come to you. You know what I mean?
I think that's kind of true, and I think sometimes you're your own worst critic. So, you might think something is terrible that, maybe 75 people out of 100 would say, well, that's pretty good. But in your head, you go, well, I can do better than that. So you immediately toss it aside, and you don't want to be associated with it anymore. I think maybe that's more my issue than actually having ideas and motivation to sit down and write, is that I just never think that what I'm coming up with is as good as the stuff that I enjoy playing. But I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll get back into writing at some point.
Well, like Todd Snyder does, he writes that stuff that it happens to him every day and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, boy, I wouldn't have a lot of friends if I lived my life like Todd Snyder. I don't have that whole lot of friends as it is, and I live pretty dangerously as it is, kind of to my own limits. And I feel like if I took it to that next level just for the sake of writing songs, boy, that's dangerous waters. I'm probably not gonna. I'll just continue to sing Steel Driver songs rather than getting myself into the Todd Snyder life mode.
Hey, but ain't nothing wrong with that neither, man. It's on the safe side.
Yeah, it is on the safe side. Which is, the older I get, the more I want to stay on that side. Kind of.
I think it's great.
It's warm there. It's nice. I'm comfortable there. People are nice to me.
I think it's great that you pick out musicians that you've heard and that you really like, and you promote them by covering their songs, and you bring that to other people's attention. I think that's just great.
Thank you.
Could you do a quick Todd Snyder song for us?
Yeah. You want to do Beer Run?
You want the whole song? Can you do the whole song?
Yeah, for sure.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Really? You guys want to hear Beer Run?
Now, who's here but me?
Right. I mean, if I get a vote, I want to hear Beer Run. I love that song.
I love that song, too.
We never get tired of it.
Right.
No. Let's do Beer Run real quick. Here we go.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. All we need is 10 to 5, a car and a key, a sober driver on B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. Okay, here's where it gets tricky. Hold on. Well, a couple of frat guys from Abilene drove out all night to see Robert Earl Keen at the Cape Peg Swan and swore they'd dance, wore baseball caps and khaki pants and wanted cigarettes. So to save a little money, the bum went off this hippie that smelled kind of funny, and the next thing they knew, they were both pretty hungry and they're pretty thirsty too. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. All we need is 10 to 5, car and a key, a silver driver on B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. Woo! They found a store with a sign that said their beer was coldest, so they sent in Brad because he looked the oldest. They got a case of beer and a candy bar, walked over to where all them registers are, laid a fake ID on the countertop. The clerk looked, he turned, he looked back up, he stopped, he said, son, I'm probably not going to call the cops, but I do have to keep this card. And, both them guys both took it pretty hard. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. Oh, how happy we would be had we only brought a better fake ID on B-double-E-double-R-U-N, Beer Run. They met another old hippie
homie named Sleepy John. He claimed to be the one from the Robert Earl song, so they bought him, gave him all their cash, and he bought him some brews. It was a beautiful day out there in Santa Cruz. They were feeling so good, it should have been a crime. The crowd was cool when the band was primed. They made it back up to their seats just in time to sing with all their friends. I know you know this one. They go, the road goes on forever, and the party never ends. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 to 5 car to give and an able driver on B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run.
It doesn't get any better than that. All right, Brian, it's been great having you.
It has been great. Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me here.
You know what? And all the time, whenever we have somebody in the basement, we want to give you a chance to shout out to all your friends and fans that you want to shout out to. So, who do you want to shout out to?
Oh, you put me on the spot there. Huh?
Oh, no, man, really? No. I know you guys, I know you have a lot of people to thank out there, you know, so for where you're at now in your music, who do you want to say, hey, man, thanks for getting me to where I'm at?
For sure. When we were talking earlier, the band that hosted the open mic that kind of allowed me to start performing was a group of guys called the Faceless Stallions, and they changed their names about as often as I changed my bed sheets. But originally they were the Faceless Stallions, and that's Richie Darling and Tim Perry were the guys in that group. And then a big influence on me was my buddy who's from Oklahoma, lived in St. Louis for a while. His name is Ben Brock. I probably would not have the gall or the wherewithal to sit in front of a live audience and play. This guy could play for 2 people, the same that he'd play for 2,000 people, and I've never seen anybody do it in the way that he does, so I learned quite a bit from him. And then outside of that, man, you know, the Oyster Bar really shaped the way that I performed and gave me a big opportunity, so they're on that thank you list. And, you know, right now, locally, the Public House has given me a great opportunity, and everybody there's been real receptive and inviting me back quite a bit, and it always seems to be a good night, whether it's in St. James or Rolla. So, you know, shout out to them for inviting me back consistently and, you know, allowing me to perform and get up there and maybe get a little bit silly sometimes and sing songs that maybe not everybody wants to hear, but I like to hear them, and it's just good for me to get out once in a while. So.
Oh, man, I bet they like to hear them too, man.
Yeah, sometimes. You always got that one guy in the corner like...
Oh, always.
Yeah. You don't play any Van Halen, man. You suck. Like, a guy will sit and listen to me play like John Prine for 2.5 hours or whatever it is, and be like, hey, man, you know that one Metallica song that goes, dun, 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 dun. You know how it goes, man. Play that one. It's like, man, did you listen to anything I've done before this? So there's always that guy. But for the most part, especially, like I said, at the Public House, at those 2 locations, those guys are always super kind, and the staff is always really polite and seem to at least be in a good mood when I show up, and that's always half the battle right there. If you can get the staff on your side, it's a lot easier to get the audience on your side in that kind of venue. So,
well, man, you're a great musician.
Thank you very much.
And
I appreciate it.
You are. I'm not saying that lightly either, because, you know, you're seasoned. That's the way I like to say, seasoned.
That's our favorite word to refer to musicians these days.
I feel like I haven't earned that yet, but I appreciate it, because I certainly have put in a lot of time doing this kind of thing.
And you can tell.
Trying to get it better than what it was before, I guess. And I'm still trying to make it better than what it is now.
Well, check him out, Brian Muench, down there at the Public Houses. Whenever he's down there, go out down there and check him out, because it is good stuff. It's great music. If he's playing Todd Snyder and John Prine, you can't miss out on that, man. It's good stuff. All right. Well, man, thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me again. Appreciate it.
All right. It's been great. Let's get into some more stuff right now. Bootsy, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
I know you are. And then next up, John Galbraith and the Broken Promises from out of Columbia, Missouri. Man, this guy is awesome. He's going to be doing a tune for you right now called Only One. After that, the Impending Reflections from out of Providence, Rhode Island, doing a tune called The Road. And then Miles from Nowhere from right here in Plato, Missouri. They are miles from nowhere. and they're going to do a tune for you called The Only One. Sit back, relax. You are in the basement with Nick and Bootsy. This is John Galbraith.
Was clear and the end was near. I could never see. The look in your eyes can guide my way through the darkness of a rainy day. On the other side, I hear you say that it was meant to be. When all is said and done, you will be my only one. When all is said and done, you will be my only one. Looking for signs to help me find a way to know that you are mine. When I see that I left behind, I don't know what to do. The weight of the world and the hole in your heart, holding you down to tear you apart. The love of a girl can stop and start, but the feelings were never true. All is said and done, you will be my only one. When all is said and done, you will be my only one. 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 Life unfolds, I'm often told the story of forgotten souls. Look for love but never know the love that they have found. At the final scene when the curtain's drawn and the lights go out and everyone's gone, I hear the sound of you coming down. You're the only one around. All is said and done, you will be my only one. All is said and done, you will be my only one. My only one. My only one. My only one. My only one.
This is John Galbraith from John Galbraith and the Broken Promises, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy.
we had to do. Now the rest is up to you. Step right up, don't be shy. Bear witness as worlds collide. Stage is set, cue the lights. Time for the music of the night. No hotel room, no vacancy sign. A sweet emotion as we cross that line. A crazy nightlife on the local scene. Feel the thunder of the thousand screens. City street, crowded room. We share our stories with you. The curtain pulls upon this night. You're the reason why we travel down this road.
This is Trent Chase, singer-songwriter straight out of Salem, Missouri, and you're listening to the Basement Tapes show with Nick and Bootsy, where the good music is on your Sunday night.
I cross my fingers, I cross my heart. Ooh, when did this feeling start? I'm seeing you every time I close my eyes. I didn't think I'd ever find a love this true. Didn't know someone like you would sneak right up and catch me by surprise. The only one I'll ever need. Standing by you is where I'll be. We've only begun, but baby, I'm thinking you're the only one. The only dream I have at night. The only one to hold me tight. It started as fun, but now I'm thinking you're the only one. Blessings, I'm counting sheep. Ooh, I'm in trouble deep, losing sleep, wondering what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna speak out aloud what's on my mind. Oh,
preacher man, book a band, and plan a wedding day. The only one I'll ever need. Standing by you is where I'll be. We've only begun, but baby, I'm thinking you're the only one. The only dream I have at night, the only one to hold me tight. It started as fun, but now I'm thinking you're the only one. I cross my fingers, I cross my heart. Oh, when did this feeling start? Seeing you every time I close my eyes. I count my blessings, I'm counting sheep. Oh, I'm in trouble deep, losing sleep, wondering what I'm gonna say. The only one I'll ever need. Standing by you is where I'll be. We've only begun, but baby, I'm thinking you're the only one. The only dream I have at night, the only one to hold me tight. It started as fun, but now I'm thinking you're the only one. The only one. The only one, the only one, the only one. Oh, it started as fun. The only one, the only one, the only one. You're the only one. The only one, the only one, the only one.
That was Miles from Nowhere, the only one, from out of Plato, Missouri. Before that, Independent Reflections, and we started out with John Gilbreth and the Broken Promises doing Only One, too. That's kind of funny.
Well, I picked them
Was you
out.
playing that like
yes, I
that,
played it like
Lucy?
that. John and the Broken Promises, their song is called Only One, and Miles from Nowhere, their song is called The Only One.
Nice.
So they're kind of like different, but the same. But
That's
they're both
cool.
good.
Hey, you tuned into the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. And it's time for the birthdays right now. We're going to wish everybody a birthday this week that's having a birthday this week. Today, Brad Mercer is having a birthday. Brad, you know what I always say? Keep singing the blues because they feel so good. And that's directly to Brad right there. Lori Phoenix, it's her birthday today, too. And Steve Leonard. Steve, happy birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday, Steve!
You know, it's good for local people to have birthdays, too, because, you know, we're still kicking, we're still having fun. Richard Dalton, happy birthday today. Coming up this week, Jason Smith, happy birthday. Michael Claus, happy birthday. Lucas Ruban, happy birthday. Tully Bowen up in Washington State, happy birthday. Debbie Amarata, happy birthday. Let's see, Jerry Jespin, happy birthday. William May from the William May's Rock and Roll page is having a birthday this week. Happy birthday to William. Richard Martin, happy birthday. Heather Harden, happy birthday. And Eli Rogers, happy birthday. And Bootsy, do you have some more?
I don't have anything to add to that list.
Except all we have to say is happy birthday,
Tom Gino.
All right, so Tom, you have a happy birthday this week too. Next up is Nick's Picks, but we want to say to all you guys that are having a birthday this week, and if we didn't mention your name and you're having a birthday this week, this goes out to you. Happy birthday.
I wanna wish you a happy birthday. I wanna help you celebrate. I wanna wish you lots of presents. party, party in the island way. You'll be jamming all night till the light of day. Your birthday, birthday is your day to shine. Another year and you'll be looking fine. So have no worries, don't you hesitate. It's time to party, party, time to celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Yeah.
All right, happy birthday to you guys out there having a birthday this week. Hey, we're having too much fun in the basement tonight. I'm telling you what, Brian, it's been great having you in the basement tonight.
Thank you guys again for having me. I appreciate it.
And, check him out on, do you have Facebook?
Yeah, I have the Facebook. I think it's facebook.com/Brian Muench Band, I want to say.
All right.
Muench.
All right. Check that out. And go and check him out when he's playing live, too. It's going to be a lot of fun. He is fun to watch. He's kind of a weird dude.
I feel like saying kind of is a very polite thing for you to say.
But he's a really cool dude, too, man.
I like to think I'm different. That's about it.
He's definitely different, man. You're going to love it. Okay. We want to remind everybody, we're brought to you by Merle's Music. It's one of the coolest little music stores in I guess, the whole world. You can go down there and you can get yourself a new guitar, bass, drums, strings. Just go down and get your strings and picks. If you need band equipment down there, go on down. Special effects, PA system. Bootsy?
Whatsy?
If you go down there and tell them Bootsy sent you, what are they going to say?
They're going to say, whatever you want. We don't want her mad at us.
That's right.
She's no fun when she's mad.
That's right. Go on down to Merle's Music. Get your music stuff at Merle's Music. All right. Next up, we got Alice, Sweet Alice, from Kansas City, Missouri, doing a little tune for you guys called Human Debris. After that, Mason Dixon from out of Springfield, Missouri, doing a tune called This Is Me, and then Chasing Captives. Is that how you say that? Bootsy?
I don't think it's chasing captives. I think it's chased by captives.
Okay. Doing a little tune from their new album called Needles and Thread. They're out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. You're going to like this stuff. Sit back, relax. You're in the basement. This is Alice, Sweet Alice, doing Human Debris. Check this out.
Dream Hey, this is Scott from Alice Sweet Alice from Kansas City, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. Don't touch that dial.
This is Dan with the Hungry Sevens, and you're listening to the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. Yeah!
Oh, to sleep. Is this passion involved? I turn around just to see that you're lifeless now, but by night I know you'll be unbound. And even though we may be physically together, your spirit is parting ways with us. Didn't think you'd be able to save us. That doesn't mean that you're gone. Maybe they would say the same if they knew what was going on between me and you.
Chased by captives right there doing needle and thread from out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Man, that's some good stuff. Hey, we want to say thank you again to Brian Muench from coming into the basement tonight and having a great time. Man, that guy can play some music. Oh, and the way he did Beer Run, I was amazed. It was just a Bad Woman. It was still my favorite song for the night right now. I hope you guys are having fun out there in the basement. We want to remind everybody, listen to the Living Room Chair Show with Dusty every Saturday evening. Dusty plays the coolest jam band stuff that you've ever heard in your life. And then the morning show with Steve and Jesse and Stan the Man. Check that out, too, every Monday through Friday from about 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You can win all kinds of stuff. They got the backward song of the day, and they got people signing up, for the cool concerts down at Steelville down there at the venue. It's good stuff right here in the basement. We got a couple of new songs left for you tonight. Bootsy?
What?
Do you have anything to add to our listeners, just to say have a good evening?
Always we want you to have a good evening, and we always hope that your good evening started with the Basement Tapes with Nick and Bootsy.
It's getting to be fall out there. It's the weather is chilling down, so you might not be having a barbecue going. You might be building a fire in the fireplace. But you can always sit back, relax, and listen to the Basement Tapes. Hey, we're going to end up the show with a Nick Thomas song. This is a tune I wrote. It's called Let It Roll. So sit back, relax. We're glad you guys visited us in the basement. And we will be back next week to bring you the coolest indie music in the world right here on the Basement Tape Show with Nick and Bootsy. This is Nick Thomas doing Let It Roll.
Here I go on and down the line. Just gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna hold on tight, let it roll. One more time is all I need. Gonna hammer down and pick up some speed. I'm gonna hold on tight and let it roll.
69 and a drink wine. Monkey chew tobacco on the streetcar line. He better hold on tight, let it roll. I said one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready. Let's go, let's go. I'm gonna hold on tight and let it roll. All I need, gonna hammer down and pick up some